and welcome back to the Scrapbook Podcast, Season 2. Make our movie. Same approach, different execution. Please enjoy the show. And welcome back to the Scrapbook Podcast. This is your host, Jody, my fellow host, Patrick Wigfall.
Yo.
And yeah, welcome back, yo. We took a little bit of hiatus, nigga, because this shit is stressful. You feel me? All this editing and coming up with shit, and we started our phase 2 of this whole entire project, which is writing. And that shit is a bitch.
It is a bitch.
And I would like to apologize to Patrick Wiggums because when you said, I wish that we had something that we could just say it and then it'll write it down for us, like Grammarly type of thing. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, stop being lazy, nigga.
Yeah. And then you wrote something and Yeah.
I wrote some shit and I was just like, I been saying it every day. I was like, damn, bro, I need some shit to just say it and then it'll just write it down for me.
Mm-hmm. And then you have somebody proofread it and you didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Essentially with your fingers.
Yeah. Yeah. And then somebody proofread and just like, damn, that's nice. Amelia wrote some shit. She was like,
because it doesn't pick up everything, especially if you have any kind of like slang or like way if you have an accent, like a thick accent,
yeah.
Which you don't.
My
like,
voice is just thick and just globbly-gook and you know what I mean. So it'll just be like
people thought I said vagina when I didn't say vagina. Like, what did you hear?
Well, Todd just guesses because he's known me long enough. He just guesses what I say because it's so fucked up all the time. Okay, we're gonna do a little special episode to bring you guys back in.
Happy New Year's.
Happy fucking New Year's, you feel me? We didn't have a full year of the show, but we're gonna give you guys our top 10 of all the stories that we made. We're gonna separate the director's cuts because I think all of mine are bangers. I believe all of Patrick's are bangers.
I say about 40% of mine are bangers.
But the HMA, I feel like it was just spotty all the way through. We're going to do live a repick for the year, redo our whole genre setting and time period, shit, just for you guys, so you see the thought process we're going to have, and we're going to open it to way more
possibilities.
Yeah, way more possibilities, way more genres, way more settings, especially because I've been listening to Tarantino's podcast. Mm-hmm. And I didn't even know what a giallo was. And that's an Italian horror film. And it's usually done with a switchblade. And it's been hundreds and hundreds of movies. And I've actually seen one. My mom put... you know what? Just thinking like back on my mom and shit. She's put me on so much because she let me watch so much at such an early age. That's why I'm a heathen.
Murder? She's like, yeah, honey, with a switchblade.
There's one where there's twins and who they're really deep in the church, and it's something Alice.
This is one of those gualos?
Giallo, yeah.
Giallos?
And American Giallo. Actually, it's a Giallo, but...
that almost sounds like a derogatory term.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This fucking Giallo cut me off during traffic. But yeah, it's super many. I watched The Omen real early and shit like that. I kind of gave my dad the props with the shit that I watched, but he was more so kung fu, blood and guts. My mom was real deep thought. I watched the fucking Man in the Iron Mask at 8 on repeat.
And I was like, your skin don't see hair. Or your skin don't see sun. You grow hair everywhere?
All over your face?
I was like, oh my God.
So that's DeMarco DiCaprio?
That was such a great movie.
Yeah, dude. I saw that show on repeat when I was like fucking... As soon as we got out here, I feel like it was the Wild West when it came to entertainment. I saw Booty Call hella early. and all that shit.
I saw a movie called At the Age I Should.
Yeah.
Which was like 12, 13.
Yeah,
and I was like, this is groundbreaking. Why is nobody talking about this?
For real, though.
Hella late.
But yeah, it was literally like we got on VHS and watched it when we came out here from the Bay Area. But when we were in the Bay Area, it was those puffy VHSs of Disney all the fucking time.
Yeah, and I think that's what augmented my reality was that like I watched so much cartoons and then I went out to a different setting.
Yeah.
There was no, and like my mom was not big on me watching scary movies.
Yeah.
Until 13, 12, like around that age when she was like, oh, okay, now you can. I'm like, I've learned to
corrupt your mind, child.
I've learned to be fearful of this shit, and now you want to just thrust on me?
Thrust it upon my soul.
I saw Jeepers Creepers and was like, oh, the devil does exist, and he's in movies.
Hey, you know what fucked me up so badly? We lived in Thomas at that time.
Okay.
And we had a Blockbuster. No, Hollywood Video. That's where we used to go, right?
Hollywood Video, all right.
It was like around the corner. And I believe we got Fast and the Furious. Mm-hmm. And then we got Jeepers Creepers.
That's two bangers.
Yeah.
That's two bangers for the club right there.
If I'm incorrect on the time, because I swear to God they came out around the same time. Mm-hmm. It was just another movie in Jeepers Creepers, right? We watched Jeepers Creepers, bro. I'm not saying I did this because of this, but I was just like, I don't need to. It would be like 12 o'clock at night, and I was terrified by the movie. It fucked me up.
Yeah, fucked me up too.
You know what I mean? Like, I was like, not traumatized, but traumatized.
You knew you traumatized.
Yeah.
That's not something you should see, especially when you haven't had anything to preface that.
Yeah.
Like, there has been a build-up to that.
Dude, I was watching the fucking nanny. Yeah. I was watching the nanny right now.
And I was like having a crush on the nanny. I'm like, why is her voice so bad?
Yeah, but her body's so good. You know what I mean? I've been, jigging niggas out of Pokemon decks and shit like that at that age. But yeah, I saw that shit and I was eating purposely like shit just so he wouldn't fuck my organs up. You know what I mean? I'm just like, if this nigga snatched me out of the sky, these ho-hos are going to embarrass him when he opens me up. Blame a movie for my obesity.
The logic in that, I can get.
Yeah.
I can get it.
I mean?
I can get it.
So, all right. This is our top 10 of the year of 2020. Oh, damn. I'm thinking about my mom. 2022, right? The year prior, we're not in the future. You want to start with your top 10, or you want me to start my top 10? And then the reasons why we chose that for our top 10. Probably we're going to be picking.
So I'm going to do this in no particular order. Then.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just going to do my own.
Yeah, that's fine.
But starting at 10.
This nigga said any particular order, but starting at number 1.
No, starting at the top 10 for me, not the best one. We are also not doing our own director's cuts.
Yeah, our director's cuts.
We can do somebody else's. So I can do one of Joe's. He can do one of mine.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what we were doing. No.
Oh no.
Oh, so we're just doing scrapbooks?
Just scrapbooks.
Oh, okay then. Because
I've.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
All right. Well then, I'm gonna do a special mention of a few of them.
Okay. Me too.
Because I already had them in there. All right. So for top, number 10. A dry deal.
Yeah.
Dry deal was, I feel like we were getting into the rhythm a little bit. We figured out a little bit better how to like shut up when the other one was talking.
Yeah.
A little bit. We still overtalked because I listened to it. A lot of these are going to be the first ones because every time we fucked up, we had to learn how to not do that again. And so when you learn something, you don't make the same mistake twice often. Hopefully we're not making the same mistake too often. But the mountain flower, I feel like that one was a really good idea of how to...
That's a sleeper.
How to easily change an ending and make it better.
Yeah. Oh, remember our days of... Shout out to everybody who's been with us since like episode 1 or 2. That we were having the alternate endings.
Yeah. And it was just whatever the fuck we wanted. We were like, fuck that whole middle story.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Bless our hearts. We've gotten better, I think. I really do feel like just because I'm a sci-fi head, Fungoid has always I'm gonna give that. What is it? 7?
Damn.
No, it's 8. 8.
No, 9.
No, because the first one was fucking a dry deal, and then the
second, 3. Oh, so yeah.
And then the second one was fucking.
So yeah, that's number 8.
Yeah, number 8. Fungoid, just because of how fun that was to do.
Yeah, Fungoid was that was great.
That was a fun one. And just like building a life on the moon, that's always fun. Why the fuck not? We shouldn't, but we're going to. You know what I mean? All right, so we're on number 7. I don't want to give it this one.
What?
I feel like we're cutting that one short.
What? What'd you put?
A Night In.
Woo, nigga. Hey,
that's got to be a top 4 at least.
Okay, so our future plan, which may or may not happen during the month of March, it's going to be sequels month.
Ooh, let's go.
You know what I mean? So sequels, and it's going to be a redo. So we're going to redo.
Reimagining.
Yeah, a reimagining. We're going to reimagine A Night In. You know what I'm saying?
That one was a banger, though.
That was good.
And when his legs started shaking in the middle of that shit, like,
yeah. I feel like it now with our capabilities, it's a better whodunit.
Yeah, I'm taking that off. No, that's going to go lower down the list.
Okay.
It's going to be Bangkok 8.
Whoo, man, shout out to Live, bro.
And that really happened.
Yeah.
That really happened.
Yeah.
Joe, tell him the story,
Dude,
dog.
Okay,
tell him the story.
Obviously, we watched Two Bears, One Cave. And there's Tibetan monks that got caught, not Tibetan, but there are monks that got caught for heroin. And they got all unmonked. Everybody got unmonked.
Unmonked?
Yeah, they took away their monkertree.
That's a thingy?
Yes.
I thought it was what you practiced. You can take away that moniker as monk.
Yes, bro. They demonked them.
It's called demonking?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say, I was like, bro, they got
demonked.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, they got demonked, bro, and they got everybody tested positive for heroin.
Damn, so they were just druggies.
Yeah,
in the holy temple.
And to be honest with you, this came out. Bangkok 8 came out hella long time ago.
Bangkok 8.
So
I'll tell you right now, it came out June 6, 2022.
Damn. See, we tell the future. I'm just saying.
And we got a baby that we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
All right, so Bangkok 8, just because how fun that was, how smooth it was, and it was a reimagining on our end, in my head, for Animal House.
Of course, yeah.
Just in a totally different scene, setting,
Damn.
Everything.
I got right into the mic after I tried to mute it. My bad.
You mute the my bad,
yeah,
and everything else is still in there. You're like, okay.
My bad.
All right, and then let's see, because as we got into the 2-act structure, I feel like the stories were more developed, so it was easier to find what you liked in it and run with it more. But I know this is going to upset a lot of people who listen to it, but I'll give number 6 to Kenji the Last Ninja.
Yes, let's go. I was waiting, bro, because none of what you said is on my list.
Yeah, cool.
No offense to us.
Kenji the Last Ninja, just because that was fun.
That was fun,
That was fun
as fuck.
And like the whole me being high as fuck and being like, he's doing the mercury poison. And you're like, no, you just said a story, man. I'm like, yo, we're not following the mercury poison. My high ass talked about it like 3 times. I apologize, y'all. I've since stopped smoking weed right before the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm still smoking.
He comes into my house like, crackers? Hey, you're like, this nigga.
I brought the cheese. It's like a block of cheese. All right, fucking gotta throw this in there because nobody's gonna remember it if I don't, nigga. For the People, I thought it was a really underrated, and it adds into the next one.
Yeah,
Edge of Justice, Bruce Willis movie.
Technically, they took place at the same time, but you're absolutely correct on that. Absolutely correct, and it's on my list.
Exactly.
Yeah, good on you. Good on you.
The For the People, it was a really good alien movie that had nothing to do with Earth at all.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to create that because you got to create races of people. You got to create planetary systems. You got to create like all the other shit.
Whole galaxies.
Exactly. When I could just easily do like Joe's walking down the street, he gets shot, I go avenge his death. Well, what is Joe? Oh, he's a black man. That's all you got to worry about.
Yeah.
As opposed to having a 3-eyed dog that has no place in that story, but I feel like it's a run-on. Like it's like one of those like NFTs. It's like gonna be a picture of a dog, and I'm like, it's sold for $22 million, and it's worth nothing now.
Yeah, exactly.
The dog meant nothing.
The dog meant nothing at all.
But it had its name on the board.
You wanted so terribly for it to make.
Yeah,
sense.
I wanted the dog to levitate, do something.
You're like, nah, she's just walking the dog.
Yeah, like, just walking the dog. I'm just like scratching my head hella hard. Okay, and then this is after Edge of Justice, which is number 4.
Okay.
I'm going with Fight at Montgomery High.
Woo! Shit. A happy song, happy song.
I think we were on some shit off of that song.
Yeah.
Because
it kind of paved the way.
It kind of
paved the way for how that went. Mm-hmm. My nigga lost an arm. He came back. You know what I'm saying? The girl is actually the hero.
And the girls stand up in that bitch. They don't lie down.
Yeah, it's not just like a, hey, save me type of thing.
No, it was like, hold on, you lost an arm? Let me take one from one of these niggas.
Yeah.
Yoink. And then got him.
Happy song, happy song.
All right, so this is number 3, right?
Yep.
Noodles to go.
Noodles to go.
Noodles to go.
We got to finish that series.
Yep, because that's a
cliffhanger banger.
Yeah.
Cliffhanger banger.
I love those, and it was the right amount of like ancient stuff, like with the Fountain of Youth, but then the right amount of funny that if you ate enough noodles, you would fart. But remember, he's dipping in the woods, farting the whole time. In my head, seeing that is hilarious to me.
With his bike in between his legs. Yeah.
Okay, and then. This one was hard. I fought with this one a lot.
Yeah.
Just because I am who I am. And I'm going to stand on my 2 toes.
Say it with your chest, bud. Say it with your chest.
Ugga Booga for number 2.
Oh, shit, I forgot about that.
Ugga Booga for number 2.
Wow, Ugga Booga.
Because we gave, for the first time, I feel, if you've watched as many Bigfoot movies as I have, you see the lack of story rather than the actual like.
You see the lack of production. Lack of
no, fuck the production.
Yeah.
It could be shitty production, but if the story is shit and it's the same exact story all the time,
all the time. Yeah.
We went back in time. We made Negroes cool with the whites.
Yeah.
We had tree clearings. We gave backstory to so much more.
Dude, I'm thinking back on it, dude. I gotta write that in honorable mentions though.
Yeah, it was such a well thought out Bigfoot movie, nigga. And I love Bigfoot, and I'm gonna stand by that nigga. He's alive, West Coast. He's somewhere in this bitch. I don't know where. You know.
And when we get that movie made, you know what I mean? That's gonna be amazing.
Bro, it's gonna be great. And then for the
or at least sell that screenplay, then I can just I'm done with this shit.
No. I want rights to that.
Yeah. I want my royalties. All right, number 1.
And then number 1, you gotta go with Wait for me.
Damn, yeah, let's go.
You gotta go with Wait. That was that's one of those. I could see it being a Korean story, like a Korean movie or something, or like a Japanese film. Like written in their point of view, but that concept of the movie,
for sure,
of the story.
That'd be awesome if it was from their perspective. If it was an American, that'd be cool
because it has it shows a progression of people turning into monsters.
Yeah.
How about it being the people on the back foot instead of the people on the front foot? Because America leans so much to what we, perceive to be dangerous or evil.
Yeah.
The world looks at us a totally different way.
Absolutely. And so they kind of laugh at us, but our higher ups, they're just like, those are some cold motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. And it's real interesting because if you look at a little bit of the history, no offense to any Japanese people, if you look at a little bit of the history, it's kind of warranted that we did all that shit here, the internment camps and shit.
Well, it's tit for tat when you get to that level, and the uppers are always gonna get a get back.
Absolutely,
there's always gonna be a get back, and it's gonna be not on the hands of the people that deserve it, but it's gonna be on the victims of that war.
Absolutely, and when people are saying life started here, and the sun comes from, you know what I mean? You're like, you kind of, you know what I mean? Only because of us,
science, right?
Only because of us, the world is, you know what I mean? The world has life. And then when you start to talk about that kind of rhetoric, and then you start to torture Korean people and put their women into mass slavery, a night in, you kind of got to be like, I got to go over here. You know what I mean? We can't just be like, y'all ain't allowed to eat with us. You know?
You're a fucking idiot.
All right, bet. I love that.
And you like how I slipped in Ooga Booga at the end.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. What would you give our year a rating? What would you give it?
Collectively, for just a scrapbook, being it our first, 8 months? It wasn't a full year, was it?
It was like 7 months. 7 months.
First 7 months?
Yeah.
And doing this shit, like, literally somebody giving you a bike and being like, hey, ride this bitch.
Absolutely.
And just leaving.
Yeah, the plan was terrible.
Like my father. No, but for real though.
Fuck that bitch.
Just hitting the C-walk though. Nah, but for real though, that's I would give it probably a good. If I'm being honest with myself and the way that I judge myself, I would give it an 87.
Okay, yeah, that's commendable.
I would give it an 87.
I would go about 75 or so because I know what we can do.
Well, I would give it to 87 because of the fact that we didn't know what we could do.
Oh yeah,
we didn't know that we could consistently bust out small stories on a regular basis. And then when one of us faltered, the other one would pick it up and be like, what if we did this? And then that would spark an idea. This was literally just like, let's sit down and have the stories like we used to have on the phone.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then to build, and then you'd be like, hey, act 1, 2, and 3. Let's do that so our stories have more depth. And then the character development, and then the board. We weren't given those tools to start out with. So for us to figure that out on the fly, fuck it, that was fun. HMA was very stressful that whole month, though. I was stressed out during Haunted Minds just because of how consistently we wanted to put them out, which we will do next year. That will be the month we stress. But
this year.
Yeah, this year. Yeah, damn.
Second annual.
HMA. Tune in. All right, go ahead.
Okay, boom. All right, I have not any particular order.
I said that, but I meant it in the order I put it in.
We got Candlestick Maker at number 10. Candlestick Maker was technically a scrapbook.
Yeah, it was the last of the Haunted Minds.
Pat wiggled his little ass, little black ass out of his fucking...
It's more yellow than black, but it's okay. It's whatever.
Out of giving the last HMA, Haunted Minds Anthologies episode, and into a scrapbook, which I believe is one of our most intense scrapbooks. That's why I put in number 10. It stood out to me in many, many ways, especially the imagery in it and how he killed the women and why he killed the women, and bringing it back to Vietnam. Vietnam was a terrible, terrible war. Rest in peace to all my damn niggas. Number 2, it's going to be kind of newy, okay? So hear me out. The Bruisers. At number 9.
You know what? That's a Stand By Me type story.
Yeah, exactly. And you know me, bro. You know me. I'm a coming to age nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love those movies that make you feel good. And you're just like, damn, I wish my childhood was like this. But these niggas are forever changed by the little things that they did. And I loved it. It was the camaraderie. It was baseball, which I kind of don't like, but I
don't fuck with it either. Yeah. But it's America's pastime.
Exactly, and also give me that 8% royalties.
I forgot Chasing the Cool Sun, nigga. That's an honorable mention. That was our first one. I gotta throw it in there for the honorable mentions.
Number 8 is going to be Swamp City.
Wow.
Right, Swamp City, based on how much we fought during that, how much I got irritated, but.
Okay, so you like the fact that the story still came out.
The story still came out.
Even
there was a giant alligator eating a racist fat man who was the head of the Ku Klux Klan in that chapter. I love it.
That
you know what I mean?
dope.
There's black women riding full saddle, not in side saddle, shooting shotguns off their fucking horse.
Titty out.
Titty out.
Because
Big areola. Shout out to all my black women. But yeah, amazing, bro. I fucking loved it, especially because usually, to be fully transparent, we've had many fuck ups during this editing. Mm-hmm. I want to say we've just threw away about 5 episodes fully over the last year, but 2 of them I threw away because of arguing.
Makes sense.
You know what I mean? Because we disagreed so much and it was just so low energy the rest of the time.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck this.
And once I shut off emotionally, I'm kind of like conversational wise.
Yeah.
Why am I on the other side of a mic?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I have to double down because that's who I am. It's just like,
once you put your hand on your knee and you lean forward, I'm just like, we can argue for all of the time.
So number what was that? Number 8, right?
I don't know, nigga, you got it in front of you.
That was number 7. Okay. So number 6. Oh damn, I think I was totally off. Anyway, it's going to be 2 because they're in the same universe, right? And that's For the People and the Edge of Justice.
Damn, we're right about in the same spot. I put it at 5 and 4.
Yeah, those match. They're in the same universe. Shout out to Bruce Willis because it was named Bruce Willis first.
Yeah.
The Edge of Justice was, and we changed the name because we actually want to do something with this.
Yeah, and you can't just call a movie Bruce Willis.
Yeah, and then we were going to redo it, but after listening to it,
it's solid.
It was solid as fuck.
I don't want to change anything. He's got Popeye arms.
Not at all.
Fuck it.
I literally listened to the whole thing, took notes on it, and I was just like, dude, this is
fucking spacey.
Yeah, exactly. So the next one's going to be Closing Time.
Closing Time.
Dude, this shit is so... The only thing I'd change about it was the brains in the vat and in the alcohol, but the bones in the alcohol is muy caliente. It's fucking perfect.
I think the bones at the bottom, somebody should be changing it out and notice the bones at the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, but the noticing was when he took a shot and took the bone off the piece of
like a little thin
shard
sliver.
of exactly off his tongue. That was perfect. But I'm talking about when they were when the big fight, dude. This shit is so good. When the big fight,
it kind of reminded me that
the barn happens, right?
And the fact that we thought we didn't know who it was, and got the little hammer, and then it got straw in there, so they look. Bro, I'm telling you, that shit was good. That shit was good, man. You're right.
You know what I mean? And then
those were the newer ones.
And then we had a hero go in there, and in the what? Don't talk about that.
Don't give the whole story. Are we giving the whole stories?
I mean, I just a broad generalization.
All right, cool. Go ahead.
So
say as much as you want to say.
The old nigga comes in there just like the bad motherfucker he is in every single movie.
Yep.
The wily vet comes in there, takes the L, nigga.
Got that ass caught up.
Yeah, and then the ending sequence, bro. I won't get in the ending sequence.
That was cinematic.
Cinematic.
I can see that because the pure white against the blood.
Yeah.
And then the light in the cabin that they're going to.
Yep.
Everything, and then
coming out of the jail.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then doing that shit and then walking back to the bar.
That one we could sell.
Bro.
I'm pretty sure we get that bitch on the right desk. That's
and then the best part is starting the short story right before they go into the barn. And then from the barn
from there.
Exactly. That's what short stories are. It's all start the climax and go forward. You don't need all the backstory that's in the first act and a half. It's just craziness forward. Like Ooga Booga. It would have been
when they heard the scream.
No,
when homeboy got caught when they found him on the roof.
They found him on the roof, and then forward from there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
to wake up with John. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when we do my short story.
Exactly.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Okay, so
I'm thinking you wanted me to clip the whole story.
No.
That many pages. I'm just like, I feel like I'm just gonna be jamming shit.
That's literal a short story. You know what I mean?
Like a summation.
Exactly. But we're talking about from this. When I let you read my short stories, like you'll see, like it's from, it'll be familiar. Like, oh shit, this is where when it started jumping off. Kenji the Last Ninja.
Would you give it 4?
That was my next one. I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is number 5.
I gave Kenji what? Damn, I didn't write it down.
Yeah. Kenji the Last Ninja. Like, that was a banger. The fight at the end, he doesn't come out unscathed. Mm-hmm. She had all the tricks up her sleeve, the antagonist did. And it was a real whodunit. Like, who's going to do it?
And there is no sidetrack view. It's all perspective put onto Kenji.
Yeah.
So you don't see the inner workings of somebody else. Yeah. Until you find out the inner workings through Kenji.
Yeah, there's no B stories, only A story, real hard. Him going on wild goose chases, fucking people up.
Yeah, fucking people up, killing people on to preserve a nation.
Yeah, for real though.
And really preserve a dynasty.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's solid.
Number 4 is going to be Wait.
You gave 4. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool. I respect it.
When I go down the rest,
you're gonna be like, that makes sense.
Yeah, except for my number 1, you're gonna be pissed, right? Wait is the most impactful thing. Top 4 impactful things we did on this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so good. It's so good. If you guys can get through us talking back and forth and just have a whole transcript of what we're saying in a timeline, you guys get our fucking stories. The people that are following us, you get what the fuck we're saying. You know what I mean? In the whole view of the story. Mm-hmm. It's broken down a little bit. We both laugh and shit like that. But we're telling a fucking story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's what the fuck is happening. You know what I mean? And Wait is so good. Yeah. Especially because it's so grotesque at the end. And
we can't put nothing on the end because at the end, what we did is we stood on the chairs and ejaculated on the fucking mic.
Yeah. That was good. All right, I'll leave it there. All right, so number 3 is going to be Final Inspection.
We're not here. So we're not here. We're here for the final inspection.
Yeah, bro. I love the campiness. I love the comedy.
And that was our first Act 1, Act 2, and 3.
Yeah.
I remember because we had to redo it because the audio was fucked up on it.
Yeah.
So we had to redo it that one.
Yeah, we had to rehit it, as well as we lost about, I want to say 3 or 4 Act 1s just because we weren't interested in it.
Yeah.
After we fleshed it out.
That hippie one, and I was just like...
Hippie one, I liked it, but Pat was just like...
I was like...
How do I fall in love?
You want me to feel? Like, yeah, nigga.
And it's funny because sometimes I'm sitting over here. That's why earlier on, there's way more ums and ahs that I did. But I started to figure out some shit. But whenever Patrick is frustrated, he'll ask the same question over and over again.
Yeah.
You're like, so...
Because
why doesn't the horse...
I want to understand your perspective on why you're so dog-headed.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to ask this in a different way.
Yeah.
And then I'm high.
Yeah.
So I'm asking in the exact same way. And you're like, this nigga's high.
He's just like, what if we give the dog? He's sounding in a different octave. All right. So number 2 is going to be the misadventures of Jamarcus.
I knew that was going to come up.
And Brett.
The first Black Pirates.
That
was on some like skit show shit.
Yeah. It was fucking good because the people...
Common was in it, nigga.
Yeah, Common was in it. He's a fucking janitor in normal day clothing.
Don't tell him what he really is, though.
Okay, yeah. But you get the Spaniards at bottom, the gay Spaniards.
Mm-hmm.
They get fucked up. This and that. The last fight. Bop, 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 bop. That shit is so
accidentally take some shit that wasn't theirs.
Yeah.
And become legends.
That was a
good one. That was a good one. That was a low-key good one.
That was my number 2, right?
What's the number 1?
Number 1, Their Passage. We broke barriers.
Yeah, we did. And that was like our second or third one.
Yeah. And it could be redone. I feel like I'm never going to write it ever.
That's a dark story to write.
Yeah, it's a dark story, but it's a satisfying story.
Yeah, that's an Academy Award winner. If we hand that off to somebody who's like,
Julia Roberts is in the name of God.
I don't want Julia Roberts, bro. I would prefer ugly Emily Blunt.
Yeah.
With rose short hair.
Yeah.
Like starve her out for like 2 or 3 months. Like
moved his neck when he said that.
No carbs, you feel me?
Yeah.
And just have her in there, like every time she starts a scene, just throw mud at her face.
But yeah, that shit was so good. But this is no particular order. I'm just bullshitting. But I love their passage a lot just because it was so like seedy. It was her fight.
We talked about the church.
Yeah, talk about the church.
Willing to talk about that.
You know what I mean? And most of the time, I don't care to talk about it because, you know what I mean? It doesn't have real prevalence in my life. But it was like, man, that was satisfying. You know what I mean? Without giving any details. Honorable mention is going to be Ooga Booga. I forgot how good that shit was, and I totally forgot that. I thought that was a fucking director's cut.
It was a season finale.
Oh,
and
okay.
So you were like, we came up with a time and place. So it's funny, you did the Handlestick Maker, which was the ending of HMA, which was a scrapbook. Yeah. And that essentially was a director's cut scrapbook.
Oh, yeah, it was, huh?
Because you were like, and we can do by Bigfoot. And I was like, oh, really? And then I got hella hyped and put my dick out and shit, yeah.
But yeah, so another honorable mention, that's a director's cut, is Wolf's Milk.
This nigga.
Mwah. There's only a few stories that I want from Patrick. You know what I mean? You'll see me chiming in or talking too much about during his shit. But there's only a few that I've been like, I literally, one story that I'm not even going to mention, I told him, how much do you want for this? I wanted to literally buy his idea from him. And he was like, hey, like, nah, like, we can work on it after I lay it down. I'm just like, there's proof. Because
that's the way you're going to take to the agent on the low.
Right, yeah,
I'm like, hey, I got work on Tuesdays. You feel me? Can we do it on Wednesday? You're like, yep. On Tuesday, you're just like, so this is the story I've got.
Yeah.
He doesn't have anything. He's pulling the shit together, really.
Yeah.
I think he's had a crack then. You're just like, damn. We ain't even so done yet, bro.
I think he's on crack cocaine. Nigga, shoot me, bro, if I do some weird ass shit like that.
Well, my honorable mention for director's cuts is going to be Cabbage Head, because that was one of the first director's cuts where I saw it and was like, oh, this is supposed to be everything that we want it to be, not like a clip.
Yeah.
And that's what I didn't want to get caught on. What I felt like I was getting caught on in the beginning of director's cuts was like a clip of a story.
Yeah.
Not the full range of the story.
Quick concept.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how we got caught up on during the scrapbook period.
Yeah.
It was us on the phone again.
Yeah.
It was us. But hey, man, I was thinking about a nigga in like a bear suit.
And he's like, but like, what if it's a suit that looks like a bear with straw in it?
Yeah.
And then like, we're still building it the same way, but it's like, I would get attached to an idea too much.
Exactly.
And be like, I'm not going to leave that. I'm not going to change that part of the story. We'll work around it. But then the story's not fluid anymore.
Yeah.
And I feel like,
because you go, if I start at the beginning, I have to kind of
make sense of this.
But I don't want to make sense of this because it's hard to make sense to me. It's a great idea though.
Yeah.
So I'll start from there and then forward, and then you try to make that the beginning, but which it just really turns into 30 minutes of the concept being talked about instead of a full-fledged story. Yeah.
And it was the first time that I saw the deranged part of your of your creative mind, because you're a poet by nature. You know what I mean? So you write sweet words, you write deep, thoughtful words, but to see like your psychotic side, I'm just like, this is why when his eyes get wide, people have fear. It's not the size of the man.
Yeah.
It's the fact that there's demons right behind those eyes gonna pop out soon on you. So, and the whole Cabbage Head, if you haven't heard it, it is one of the it makes you uneasy. And that's a good fucked up stories, when it makes you like, you leave and you're just like, I'm not gonna listen to it again, but I'm not gonna not remember it.
Yeah, exactly.
It makes you upset.
And I got the first draft last night done of that.
Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying?
Making progress in any shape or form.
It's going to be... Sunflower might be blowing me, bro, as she usually does. But she was like, I see why you want to make this into a movie. This is a movie right here.
Yeah. Visually, when the ending of that movie, when you were telling it to me, I was like, it forced me to step up. It forced me to pay more attention to my stories and not just spitball shit anymore and come in here hella fucking high, being like, I can do this shit high. We're just coming up with shit.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm coming up with a story, I should be dedicated to at least put down the main idea of the story and some characters, and not just be like, all right, I got this idea.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why I don't want to walk into so many stories so quickly, is because I don't have that confidence. Back then I didn't.
Yeah, now you do.
But now I have more confidence in how I do it.
If you hear what the fuck this nigga has like in store, I told him that I quit the podcast because he's about to take over. You know what I mean? I had the first and second quarter easy.
Yeah.
At the first in the beginning of the second, he came in hard at the end of the second, and this bitch is close. And then once you guys see what I have seen and what I've heard from Patrick, the third and fourth, I'm gonna get blown out, and then I'm gonna be like, why did I bring my wife and kids to this game? This is my retirement game.
I'm be the nigga that wins and holds up your hand too, and you're like, you pull it away like, no, this is your win. I'm just like,
you like, good shit, baby. You just like, bro, you knocked me out, bro.
You turn around, I'm holding two, and you're like, give my baby back.
You're like holding her like a baby, though.
Patting her on her back.
Yeah, you're like, it's okay, baby. She's just like, get away from me. But yeah, man. Fuck, this is going to be good. This is going to be really good.
It's going to be a good year. We got a lot of ideas. We got a fresher perspective, new goals to reach.
And we're coming out hard and heavy. And heavy. I really, really, really appreciate you guys. You guys got us to, the goal that we wanted before we entered this year on views. And we're going to start dropping. When we drop this, there's going to be a bunch of stuff we're going to drop with it. Yeah. We love you. Don't stop being creative. This is your host, Jody Pratt. My fellow host, Patrick Wigfall.
Happy New Year. Everybody stay safe. Thank you for joining us. And we got some heat for y'all.
Yep. This is the Scrapbook Podcast. The Scrapbook Podcast at gmail.com. We're the Scrapbook Podcast everywhere. Everywhere except for SoundCloud. Fuck SoundCloud. But yeah, don't stop being creative. We love you. Peace.
Deuces.